Alright, good morning everybody, or afternoon, or whenever this video gets out. I'm here at Magnum Collision. They're the people who took in my Corvette after I wrecked it, and I made really good friends with them. They're good friends with Justin over at ACW, and Lewis, the guy here who I'm good friends with. We've got good connections. These people have treated me right every time that I've been here. They're the same people who worked on Loris Tacoma and stuff like that. They're actually the same people who are doing the suspension work on the Dually right now. And while they have the truck up on the lift and they're getting everything ready to swap over, they had to replace the ball joints, the tie rods, idle arm, and the pitman arm. While they have it up in the lift replacing all that stuff, I was like, you know, let's just kind of do like a quick run over of the truck, you know, check the frame because we have to pull the frame and do some other stuff, make sure everything looks good. And it's actually substantially worse than I thought it was gonna be, which you guys will see here in just a second. But I do need to thank the people who are gonna help me out fix this problem. Big thanks to Viking Morph Plans for hooking us up this video. It seriously could not have come at a better time for me. Their dev team asked me to try the game out and see how I liked it, and you know, of course it's free, so I did. After like 5 minutes, dude, I was into it. And y'all know I'm an old StarCraft and Warhammer nerd, and Vikings was actually based on some of these old school like 90s and early 2000s strategy and RPG games. You'll train your Vikings, build up an army in a village, and fight against other players. And the scale is insane. Over 3 million players in a single event. That's like whole countries battling each other. And you get to really choose your own playstyle, which I'm super into. You know, if you're into diplomacy and teamwork, that's your game. You can do it like that. Dominate and destroy cities, or you can build a badass fortress. That works too. There's a lot of ways to play the game, so you can really kind of do it your own way. I'm more of an aggressive player. I like to kind of go on the offensive. That's how I like to play. This is me. This is me. It's not like an arcade shooter where, you know, you die and then you're dead for the rest of the match. You have to wait for your teammates to pick up the slack, you know. You can play it for 5 minutes or 5 hours and pick up right where you left off and play it exactly when you feel like it. So help support the channel by downloading Vikings for free using my link. It's in the description, and you get a bonus 200 gold coins plus a protection shield, which is very important for when you're first starting out. Don't forget to look me up. I'm CptDinglebry. You can type that in, find me, and maybe you can join my clan. We'll see. But now it's time to get back to the video. So yeah, thank you for sponsoring us in this time of need and helping us kind of, you know, fix things. Yeah, let's go see how bad it is. You guys know I don't do this kind of shit. I don't do this like, oh my god, it's so bad shit. You've done commercials? Yeah. Hey, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't tell them I was bringing the camera, but they want to show me what's going on with the truck, and that way we can kind of switch into that. Yeah, if you guys want to introduce yourselves to the YouTubes. I'm Lewis. Magnum Collision. I'm Jordan. These guys are the friendly gentlemen that I associate with over here at Magnum Collision, and they're the people who are going to be taking care of the Dually. But the problem is,
you got a major frame problem.
It's a little bit worse than we thought. So as far as the suspension goes, everything's going really well with doing the alignment and stuff. Turns out I did need upper ball joints too, so we're working on getting that done. Yep. The issue is not that, it is the frame.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Originally we thought we were going to be able to pull the frame and it just be like good to go, but that's not going to be the case. It's bent to the point where we have to replace the whole frame in general.
Dude, I don't want to talk to you.
Come on, man, somebody. No. This is the gentleman who's been doing the alignment. If you want to introduce yourself, like
I can turn the fan off.
Can you really? So they've got right now the upgraded tie rods in. They're a little close to the bump stop, they said. So we'll see how that does, but shouldn't be an issue. But if you want to introduce yourself.
My name's Jeff Carter. I'm the mechanic here at Magnum. I spent a solid day working on it because those lower ball joints are not easy to take out. The torsion bar, the control arm came off, the axle came out, all that stuff to get the arm off to press the new ball joints in. And
this is something I probably would have done in my driveway if I had the ability to. And then we still have to replace the upper ball joints. You said this one's not that bad, but the other one's kind of.
You see, it's fine. It's back and forth.
Oh yeah, definitely needs to go. The problem that we have now is that we have to replace the whole frame. Like originally when we got it, we thought that we could just pull it tight, but you guys pull the whole cab off in any way to do that, right?
There's damage underneath the cab that you can't, you know, you may need to press it down or something like that. It looks like this one's bent all in the back. I think it's probably twisted. That's why the bed's twisted up on the front corner, but the whole thing's just bent. I'm
so bad at this. I do this professionally for like so many years. I'm like, where's the camera at? We put that bed on. We only were able to get 3 out of the 6 bolts to go in because the other ones were like, there's like 1 on one side and then 2 on the other because it was so misaligned. I was like, oh, maybe it'll pull it straight. I don't know. One thing that I did notice when I was looking at the back is if you can look at the frame rails here,
twisted over.
They're completely like slanted, you know. And that's not good, right? That's like not good.
No.
That's like a problem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my buddy Guru. He tagged it. Hashtag fuck Guru. That's like his own sticker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He just walks around in his pocket and just
just slaps them on.
random places.
He's like, you don't have a license plate, so just throw it on. We're gonna be working on this. I'm actually gonna be helping too. We've got to pull the bed off, which I've got a surprise for you in this video too, because that's here, right?
Well, yeah.
So we got to pull the bed off, which we're going to do anyway. I've got a 60-gallon fuel tank that'll actually show up today by Titan Fuel Tank, so we'll throw that on the new frame. We got to pull the cab off, and
all the radiators, condensers, all the wiring harnesses, all the fuse boxes have got to come off the fenders. Then everything comes off.
So it's going to be me, him, and then the other guy you saw earlier in the video. We're all going to be tackling this on kind of like by ourselves, so we're not interfering with anybody other. Obviously, they do a lot of work. They got a lot of cars. Oh, he's going to help too?
He's gonna come.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Scott. If you see this, Magnum Collision, dude, you guys do everything. You guys, there's McLarens parked out front, Lamborghinis. You guys are like the biggest like
We hold the
repair.
most amount of certifications between both of our shops and any other shop.
Oh, say that again.
Hold the most amount of certifications between both of our shops than against any other shop.
They do like supercars, Lamborghinis, Camrys, Teslas. They got 2 of them right now, maybe 3. I'm gonna be working closely with these guys on this build and any future builds actually. They've always treated me really good, and it's gonna be nice to have certifications out the ass. These guys are legit. What type of modifications do I have to do to get it this tall? Like, I want it this height all the time. Just like a 4-foot lift kit. Fox is maxed out back here. Originally when I got it, it had all the lift kit parts that are on it. When you started working on it, it had all those parts on it. And then when I was talking to my buddy who's a diesel mechanic, he's like, you might as well just get the upgraded parts if you're gonna be replacing with OEM parts. So I priced it out. It was like $100 difference between OEM parts and beefier aftermarket parts. I think that's the best way to go.
Compare these parts here.
No, I didn't. So those are your OEM tie rods, and then here's the beefier. These are Moog, I believe, M-O-O-G. Oh yeah, PPEs. I could have swore they said that these were Moogs. Never mind. Yeah, so there's your OEM ones, and these ones are about 30% bigger. And supposedly they're just better at handling the weight. They look pretty intense looking compared to the OEM one. And then the bumper's still holding up good. All right, you have to do something for me though, because you're a variable. I need you to smell my bumper and tell me if it smells like brownie mix.
That's a joke.
No, I swear to God. I've been telling everybody it smells like brownie mix. So just, you're complete independent variable. I swear to God. I'll even smell it for you first. To me, it smells like brownie mix.
How much will it smell?
What? It totally smells like brownie mix.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever you say, guy that I just met. It smells like brownie mix, right? The bumper?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Lewis says so.
That's some Limex formula.
Yeah,
they put in there. They mix the brownies.
Be like, he was so nervous to smell it. I was like, can you smell it? He's like.
That's the first thing he told me. He built the bumper. He goes, go smell my bumper.
Smell my bumper.
Smell my bumper.
Smell my bumper.
Smell like
I hope I come back to like seeing people in the parking lot, you know? Wow, it does smell like brownie mix.
Get a custom sticker that says "Smell my bumper."
Yeah, there you go. Dude, I'm gonna do that. Smell my bumper. I have to do that, yeah. Lewis, if you don't mind running me through the process of what we're gonna have to do to get this whole thing swapped.
First, we're gonna have to get the new frame over here.
From
Capital Cadillac.
Capital Cadillac. Shout out to Capital Cadillac. They're
Helping us out tremendously.
helping us out a great deal with that frame.
So they've got that in the works, and then we're gonna have to get it over here, set it up right next to this frame. We're gonna prep this truck, obviously, take everything off that we need to do, disconnect any fuel lines, 8 condensers, radiators, fuse boxes, like I said before. You gotta take apart a big chunk of the front end of this truck off first before you can even start loosening the cab to pull it off. Obviously the bed's gotta come off, and once that's done and we have both frames one right next to each other, we'll just start removing parts from one frame, installing them on the other one by one until we can get that other frame basically a roller.
Yeah.
Once it becomes a roller, and then we'll worry about motor, the transmission, and all that. We'll pick that up and line it up on the other truck, and then get everything ready on the new frame to be able to set this cab back on it, you know. So it's quite a bit of a process. Made it seem a lot faster than what it really is going to take to do. It'll take somebody a day to 2 days to do one with help, you know, and knowing what you do. There's some places that do these things all the time, and they just know. Yeah, they know what they got to do. We're not going to do it in a day, but we could probably do it in 2 days and 3 days.
Yeah, we'll take our time with it, make sure we do it good because it's important that we show you guys, because I'll be honest, I've never done a frame swap. I've done engine swaps, transmission swaps, whatever, but I have never done a frame swap. And when they told me we're going to do a frame swap, I was like, hold on, let me collect my thoughts, because I was definitely nervous when you told me at first. I was super uncomfortable, but then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, that'd actually be really cool to record too. So it's not only is it the smartest way to get 100% true frame, because it's a new frame, brand new off the factory showroom, frame off restoration. If you think about it, that's pretty intense.
Not only that, it's going to be safer for you if your truck's in another impact, or you know that the alignment's going to be right. It's going to track straight like it's supposed to. You're not going to have any alignment issues. Ultimately, you're going to have a much better finished product at the end of the day.
I agree.
You know,
I also think that's definitely the smartest idea. I'll be literally working with like the most professional people possible, so there's no reason for me to be nervous. You know, it's like just time consuming and doing work.
just nuts and bolts.
Just nuts and bolts. I like the way you worded that. But we do also have a surprise for you in this video, something that you guys have been hounding me about since day one. We're gonna check it out. Let's go check it out.
Come on, follow me. Come on. 2 parts to George,
Oh
and he
my
brought
God.
out his notepad.
Dude, is this an all legit Mach 1?
Yeah.
Holy crap. That's gorgeous.
Which Jeff had a lot of big part in that also.
Man, that thing's gorgeous.
A lot of mechanical suspension work on that car. We're trying to see what we can salvage out of it.
Jeez. That's a mess.
Brand new 0-mile Range Rover caught fire at the dealer.
Just pulled off the lot, caught fire?
Look how hot it got, that it bent, it melted all the front pillars, A-pillar,
Dude, that does.
firewall.
What they use? Thermite? Holy crap. So you said brand new off the dealership,
This was brand new, this caught fire at the lot.
completely liquefied.
Yeah.
What is that? Your
I mean,
you can see your cam. The cams are exposed.
well, the A-pillars are gone, the whole dash firing wall, it's all gone.
Holy crap.
Let me show you the one good part on
That's insane.
These engine blocks are.
this tire.
Oh, magnesium. Once it goes though, magnesium burns.
The one good part on the car, the tire.
Oh, sweet. We got lightly owned, one owner. Don't lowball me. I know what I got.
This is what
Never
you get on
abused.
Craigslist that says freshly painted.
Never abused. Did all the work myself. 100% custom.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so insane. It smells a little bit like brownies. Never seen a block burn like that. The cams are all
filter
out.
right there.
Topside oil filters, man. Easy for changing. Just grab it right there. But that's not the surprise. This is 74 Auto sent this down. Here you guys go. Brand new. Well, not brand new. I mean, I gotta get a new tailgate.
Brand new to you.
It's new to me. If I haven't seen it, it's new to me. GMC bed. Same, or that's the correct year. The body lines match, and obviously it is red, so we're gonna have to paint it to match the truck, which is also part 2. We are gonna be painting a little bit on the truck just to kind of rejuvenate the paint, because there's some bad spots on it, but we're gonna keep that same paint color, and then we're gonna wrap it. So we will have to paint match this bed to go with the truck, and then I will have to get a new tailgate. But the good news is it's already got all the wiring harness. I don't have to do any more splicing. There's no bumper, so it probably doesn't have the backup sensors, but I have all of those at the house. I've got 4 spare ones at the house. And because we're gonna be doing a bed liner, we don't even have to paint in here. We'll just prime it and then send it to the Linex and have them do that. Here you guys go. Thanks to 74 Auto on this one, man. The correct year bed. I'm sure you guys will stop hounding me on that. So there's a lot of good and a lot of bad in this video. The good news is you guys are gonna have more content than you probably thought. The bad news is that it's gonna be a lot more work than I thought. But hey, you know, time is money, money's time. And I got a lot of good people helping me. New bed, let's do a frame swap. Soon, not today. That's coming up very soon. But we got a lot of shit to do. Like I said, originally we were just gonna pull the frame. We're not gonna do that, but I still wanna know how a frame puller works. I've never used one.
When you actually want to do a pull, all of these adapters.
Dude, that's organized.
It'll give you a readout in the computer of which parts you need. Raise the vehicle up, put the clamps on the machine, or clamp the car down, so it's part of the frame machine. Use a pulling post and one of the clamps to, you know, do whatever type of pull you need.
Like remove parts of the car and then you stick your adapters to that, and then using the chains and the pullers, it kind of pulls it where it needs to be. And then that machine will tell you where, so.
Yeah, it'll you can measure it again and it'll tell you if it's in the realm of reason.
And do you just input whatever the car is and it'll tell you where it needs to be, like it already has it all programmed in it?
Yeah, there's factory readouts. They measure all the cars and build a database for them.
Dude, that's really cool. I had no idea it worked like that. There's a lot of technology behind it. I think you guys just threw it on there, put chains on it, and were like, ah, it looks good to me. This makes me want to like change the way my garage looks completely. Or like do something like this with guns. When I was a kid, I played this game called 50, like made by 50 Cent. It was like you just shot other gang members. In his apartment, he had like a wall of guns. They were all outlined like that. And I always wanted that ever since I was a kid. Need to get working on it. Is it bent? Is your phone bent? Mm-hmm. Throw it on the, dude, your phone's totally bent. You can see it on the video. You've been sitting on it?
Yeah. I've been sitting on this phone for 4 years.
That's why. Put it on the frame puller. We'll pull it straight.
Yeah.
It's these damn iPhones. They're made out of tinfoil.
Bro, the phone's bent, bro.
The screen's not bulging out.
Not yet, at least.
No, it's plexiglass.
It's got a camera on it.
Liz, you can't just step on his phone and make it. For this one.
I got foot certification.
You gotta have an aluminum certification.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, dude, the press. Put in the press.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Do your Tesla certifications? Oh man, look at that. Not many people get those. You guys do everything.
Got these over here.
Oh, I guess I missed this wall of certifications. These guys don't mess around, man. They're like easily the biggest and best shop within an unreasonably large radius.
Only ones with a Ferrari table stand.
Cut that out.
This is our friendly staff. And I stretched the friendly part.
Calling people.
She knew you. I was pointing behind.
She's like, yeah. She's like, oh yeah,
That's me.
It's definitely me. Dude, whoa, what are these? Where'd you get these?
We built this bike a long time ago.
This one?
Yeah, this was built here between us and Revolution.
Holy crap!
This is owned by us.
This old, this looks like a more modern Enfield. They still do the retro designs. They're about as dirty as my garage looks. This is probably the most reasonably looking chopper I've seen as far as ability to ride. It does not look nearly as impossible to ride as some of the other ones. Like Justin's, does it have suspension? It does. I can see it's got a detached swing arm.
Hello?
Probably like a soft tail suspension. I'm not gonna lie, I am nervous about doing this because it's a lot of work and it's like one of those things that I can't do in my garage, which is kind of disappointing to me. It's like, obviously I can't swap a frame in my current garage, you know, because I totally would try if I had the ability to. I'm trying to do as much of this as I can, but this is obviously something for this truck. I hope you guys understand that this is obviously something I need to let the professionals do. I'm gonna be helping out, I'm gonna be doing the work, I'm gonna be removing parts. It's gonna be me, Lewis, and I think he said 2 or 3 other people are gonna be helping us out on Saturdays, coming in here by ourselves, not messing with any of the other people, and we're just gonna focus on this. And I'm gonna be putting in as much work as I can without getting in people's way. But you know, I guess it's really not all that complicated. It's just bolts, you know, it's just bolts and nuts you gotta pull off, right? But you know, I did know this was a possibility, I guess. I didn't really consider having to do a full-blown frame swap. I knew that we'd probably have to do some major removal of stuff, but I think it's easily the smartest thing that we can do in this situation. And I think it'll net the best results as far as like not only maintaining the value of the truck long term, but being a respectable and safe vehicle. So I'm kind of glad we're going this route. And secretly I'm kind of excited because that means we have to pull everything apart, right? You got to pull all these panels off, you got to pull the engine out. There's a lot of dirt in places that I can't reach without taking it apart. We're not ripping the dash out or anything like that. Matter of fact, we're leaving the interior basically the best we can. But I think what's going to happen is that I'm going to record the whole process from start to finish. Probably have the frame in 2 or 3 part videos, and then we'll obviously be doing the body repair. There's a lot of body repair that needs to happen here. This is pretty banged up. The only issue that I see is we have to pull this back piece of glass out again, which I just replaced, and there is a chance of it breaking when we do that, but we'll be extra careful, and we've got a lot of good people helping us out on this one, so I'm not really worried about it. If it happens, it happens, but it shouldn't. Patriot Tires will be sending out the front tires very soon, and hopefully we can go ahead and get that swapped out while we have everything taken apart. Because these tires aren't in bad condition and might actually make a pretty decent spare tire if I want one. But considering how much better off the rear tires are, we might as well go ahead and swap those now.
Hey guys, I'm Jordan Wooten from Magnum Collision, the area manager here. Today we're going to be looking at the Chevy 3500.
I have to do something about this, right? Like,
oh yeah, both of the cab corners for sure are going to have to be replaced. So both left and right were hit by the bed. The bed kind of slid up, and as you can see, it crushed this whole entire area here. Now, most people think that might be repairable. However, you know, GM does have standards on what needs to be repaired and what needs to be replaced. This clearly needs to be replaced. You can see even the body door gaps, once you start getting up to this cab corner side, it's just crushed all in through there. And then opening the door, all of this is distorted. So inside here, it's real easy once you start getting these welds undone. So these are called spot welds. So this is how the vehicle's kind of held together with this outside cab corner. This comes as a uniside, but they have what's called sectioning procedures. So GM will tell us where we can actually, instead of having to undo all the welds for the side of the vehicle, I can actually just kind of section in this small space here. And as long as it's acceptable by the manufacturer, it's what we'll do.
so do you just buy this chunk and it like comes in that piece and you guys just cut it out accordingly and weld it in?
No, this whole piece actually is going to come. So this whole entire rocker assembly, pillar assembly, you know, where this front door bolts up to, all of that and the center pillar is going to come as one. It's a good thing and a bad thing. Luckily, GM doesn't really, it doesn't cost an arm and a leg for that piece.
Yeah. And like on the level of hardness of doing that, like as far as how hard is it to like cut that section out and then weld that new piece in? Is it kind of
time consuming? I think I don't want to use the word hard, it's more fun. It's fun to do it. You get to use a welder. You get to
like that attitude.
Yeah. You get to use all sorts of different equipment, Of course, you got to wear all the safety equipment because you're dealing with shards of metal and, sharp objects. But, you get to see the glass getting taken off. We're going to have to remove this bed. Both of these doors have to come off. The interior, all the wiring, any airbag or supplemental restraint system, hardware we got to take out of there. Clips, nuts, bolts, everything has to come off just to gain access to where we're going to be working with. That way we don't burn anything, catch the truck on fire.
That's a big one. I would really hate to lose this truck to a fire like that, whatever that Range Rover or whatever's outside.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'd hate for this thing to look like that.
It's going to look good once we're done.
It's going to look like a SEMA truck. Hell,
for sure.
No, the welds are too good on this truck to be a SEMA truck. You can't even see any extra slag on this.
Corners of the bumper, that way you're just dusting everybody behind you.
I wonder if there's a way, because there is whatever the leaf springs mount up to. I wonder if there's a good way to get two pipes that run through here, like maybe like 4 or 5 inches in diameter, and then they come out either like that or kind of like that. But I think if I could stick them out of the bumper, that would look metal as shit. Maybe even like what you said, cut them to look like the F-16 afterburners, where they like look like they're kind of closed. Yeah. Just 2 big old holes in the bumper, and then whoosh. I don't know. I think I could build it, or people might think it's dumb. Who knows? It's 50-50.
All right, so you want to see some of the toys? See, everybody sees the cars when they're all nice and pretty and stuff. We get to see them when they're all.
Oh man, this is a 570 that's being torn down.
But everybody sees them when they're all nice and pretty and shiny on the road. We get to see them when they're in their worst shape, and we make sure that they get back to where they need to be. Yeah,
this thing definitely needs some TLC, but I've seen the cars you guys put out. This thing will look better than factory.
Oh yeah. Race. Same thing. We'll put this car back together in better shape than it was built from Rolls-Royce.
If I got a bunch of followers out there driving Rolls-Royces and McLarens, which I know you guys do, this is the place to take it to, man. Maseratis. Was that a Testarossa back there?
No, that's a Dino.
That's a Dino?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does look a little bit longer.
Yeah. It doesn't have the funky doors like the Testarossas, which we've worked on Testarossas too.
Man.
We're doing a full restoration on this one.
Full-blown restoration. So how does that work? If I like bring a classic car, and is there like certifications you have as to restore a classic car to where it's worth the value that it should bring?
You definitely want to have somebody that's reputable and that knows what they're doing, and that brings a lot to the project and to the quality of the work. When you bring your car over here and you bring it to Adam or you bring it to GW, these guys have been around the business for such a long time. People know them, they trust them, they know the quality and the integrity that they put in their work. So when you put that car out on that market for that resale and it has that, well, who built this car? And they say, Greg Warren did, or Adam Clanton did, or they're like, well, this car was done right.
Right. One thing I haven't told anybody about is I'm really considering selling my H2 for like a older Camaro, like a 72 Camaro that I can kind of not necessarily rebuild. I want one that's drivable and acceptable.
Yeah.
But I eventually want to do like an LS7 swap. I want to do a complete resto mod, like interior with modern dash. Maybe just custom bucket
like
seats.
A pro mod, not a pro mod.
Not a pro mod. Something that has good power, but isn't like. It's still 100% streetable, looks clean, maybe has like a custom touch to it,
Some more new technology in it or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
So like put like an LS7 in it, do like digital dash, comfortable custom interior. I want to do a lot of the work myself, but like as far as some of the other stuff, man, I'd love to learn how to do some body work. Oh, you guys want to do another viral video? We got the doors off.
I still got the dominoes. So.
Oh, you still got the dominoes? You can go get the frame with the truck. That'll be cool as shit. Thanks, Lewis. All right, guys, so now you know the scope of things. That's Lewis. I know I've said it several times in the video, but he's gonna be definitely like a recurring character in the videos, and he's a very nice dude. Basically stuck his neck out for me. I'm really happy to have him helping me out on the build. So now you guys know the scope of things. It's definitely a lot more work than we had thought. Thankfully, I have such a strong team. I've got good friends helping me out on this, and there's gonna be a lot more content. I see people getting like nervous about ending this build series. They're like, man, I don't want you to end this build series. And it's like, I'm not anytime soon. I don't have a choice. I got so much shit I gotta do now all of a sudden. So there'll probably be a couple of videos swapping the frame. Oh, so there'll definitely be a couple of videos of us swapping the frame because I still want to be able to keep consistent content for you guys. And I'll do my best to go absolutely as much in depth with that as possible because it's interesting. I've never done it, and they keep reassuring me that it's not as big as a deal as it sounds. And I don't want people to be afraid of doing stuff. I don't want you to be afraid of taking your car to get somewhere like Magnum to have them do the professional work, or I don't want you to feel like you can't do it yourself, because that's the whole point. I don't have any certifications. I mean, I've worked in a mechanic shop for a couple of years, but I'm not certified in any way, shape, or form. So the whole purpose of this build is to show you can do this kind of stuff yourself, and if you mess up, it's okay, you know? I've taken on a lot of challenges that I was not confident in and completely have blown myself away, and I think that if you guys can look at me and see the kind of stuff that I've done and be like, wow, I can't believe he was able to pull that off, then you can pull that off yourself. Trust me when I say that. Again, I just want you guys to have faith in yourself, and I want you to have faith in the build, and trust me when I say this, it's going in the best direction it can. It's pretty simple. You just got to start doing it, man. Just do it, forehead. But I want to say thank you guys for watching and staying tuned and realizing that things don't always go as planned, but that's okay because we've got much better solutions and we got people who are helping us 100% of the way. So I will see you guys in the next video on this truck. Thank you.